What's up, Clyde? You good boy? You're a good boy. Come on, you can come in there. You're a good boy. We just got to do a little bit of work, buddy. Right? Good boy. Canada, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Let a few more people come in here and we'll see what the chat develops. I'm going to be working while I'm talking to you, so. What do we got here? Libtard Zionist. What's up, dumbass? Why don't you put your name and face behind your words, you fucking coward piece of shit? Oh, that's right. That would require testicular fortitude. Something you obviously lack. Yeah, that clever, you libtard. Oh, God. Is English your second language, you fucking dumbass? Courtney, hello. Demetrius, hello. Orange Man versus Sleep Joe MMA match. Yeah, you're not smart enough to be here. Sorry. We're already going to be done with you on that one. God, I deserve a better class of troll. I have done nothing to deserve this. All right, what's the next one? We got to do this workflow. Higgle.
Grab your clothes and get to it.
Absolutely. Oh, those all went through. Nice. I don't have to do anything there. Nice. Joseph, hello. Red Doberman, hello. Okay. That workflow is done. Nothing had to be done. Very nice. I just ate a Costco cheese Danish, so the cherry one is still there in the morning. Strategic. See? Strategery. What do you recommend I do for my first grow? I don't know. I don't grow mine. So I am the wrong person to ask. Yeah, look at all of this shit that was skipped for threads. Jesus fucking Christ. Trump got booed at the game. Yeah, I haven't seen any acting with. So I have not seen any of it. I know that there was a content creator that was hoping that the public address announcer could put up a picture of Mom Donnie on the big screen, get a reaction, then put up a picture of Trump, and then just keep going back and forth. Mom Donnie, Trump, Mom Donnie, Trump. Would have been great. Yes, I saw Hawk went to go see Rush. I great, awesome. As you said, you were so jealous. I'm more jealous that he got to meet the dude from Kicking Harold or whatever his name is. What the fuck was that?
That's the George Jam thing.
Gotcha. Well, I guess I should check and see. Did you wind up with? Well, you don't know because you don't have a total number yet. Let me go. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. I'm gonna go see if they're sitting in a workflow.
Everything that I'm working on is on the list right
No, I'm in repurpose. I'm seeing if anything is stuck there first. Guess I'll light up too. Might as well. Well, thank you very much, Tim. Tim, appreciate that. Are you a Blackhawks or Pacers fan? Well, those you do know that those are two different sports, right? One's hockey and one is basketball. I'm not a big hockey fan, but if the Blackhawks are in it late, I'll watch something. But and I no, I am not a Pacers fan. Hi from England. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? My number one travel destination list is Egypt. Having some pizza and checking in from New Zealand. Well, hello, New Zealand. Okay, there's nothing trapped in workflow. Yes, I am a Cubs fan. All right, let's get back over here and finish all of these that skipped on the threads workflow. Cup of tea over here before I have to fix our air fryer. You got to warm up for surgery. You have Canadian subscribers here too. You are. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. Lori. Alaska was great. We saw Alaska at the end of August last year. It was fantastic. At our age, we got to start hitting those bucket list trips. We did a cruise out of Vancouver and we went up the Alaskan coast and then we flew out of Anchorage.
They came over.
Huh?
They came over.
Who came? Oh, they did. Okay, good. Wants to go to a maritime ship museum. I'm just glad she's willing to leave the house for it. Amen. Hope she enjoys it. Have you been to all states? No, I have not. 39. Sorry, I'm trying to work and I've got my phone positioned so it's sorted in my way. You were booked for a cruise to Alaska, then the pandemic. We were booked to go to Mexico or Costa Rica, Mexico. Maybe that fixed it. Who's crying? Somebody in the Fairhaven Heights page is looking to rehome two hamsters. Notify Lily. Yeah. No, I said I was joking. I said notify Lily. Yo mama. Yo mama back at you. No interest in the NBA finals? I could care less. Breaking Trump viciously booed during the national anthem. Oh, that's nice. I'm sure he'll have something to say about that. How the city has gone downhill since he lived there. Like and subscribe, please. Yes, do all of that stuff. Like and subscribe. Where are we at now with the subscriptions? 363,090 subscribers. Be the 91st. 363,091st. Laura, hello. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That he was booed. Okay, that's ready to go too. So there were 30. LaSalle County, hello. Watchdog, hello. Chilling and getting baked. What's up, Clyde? Yeah, I didn't see the booze. I didn't hear the booze. We were at my son's bowling league on Monday nights. He's in a league that changes the oil pattern up regularly, and you kind of have to adjust to it. Then a PBA league. Oh damn, them grapes be sour. Yeah, come get one. They got a nice crisp to them, a nice snap to them, but yeah, they do leave a sour in your mouth.
Those are the ones that we had such good luck with.
Try one and tell me if it's just me. Yeah, see?
Oh. Oh.
Oh damn. That okay, those are done. Paulie the possum, or yeah, the possum living under the shed. Mm. Oh shit, yeah, he might. I didn't even think about that. Let's see what we got on these grapes. Green grapes, seedless, produce of USA, distributed by Alliance LLC out of Bakersfield, California. Yeah, those are for the possum.
Make room over for the
Will the birds eat it? The chickens? Yeah, we get these from either Sam's or Costco. It's a nice big ass box. It's a 3 pound box of grapes, and we love grapes. But wow, sour as fuck. Uh, no, they never did find. You talking about that video with the sucker punch? No, never did find them. I don't believe, or just let them ripen up. Uh
is that will they right?
I didn't know that you could just leave them in there and they would ripen like that. We bought them from Sam's, and yeah, instead of returning them, we'll just give them to the possum.
Yeah, I can't give them to the chickens unless the chickens absolutely eat them because of rail.
Your dogs can't have them. Yeah, fruit trees native to Illinois. It's a good question. I'd have to look that specific stat up or piece of data up. How about those two kids in the jet ski video? Ever figure that out? Nope. Nope. Don't know who they are either. What's up, Eddie? Well, you got the zoomies? Do you have the zoomies? What's going on? Come here. Oh, that's fucking crazy. Yes, chickens can eat grapes, but if the chickens, she wants to throw a couple of them over the fence for the neighbor's chickens because we don't have chickens. But if those chickens don't eat them, they also have a dog, and we don't want to leave grapes in their yard for a dog to eat. Does Carmelo Anthony have a case? I don't know. Never found out who the cop and the geese were either. Why are you purring so loud? Say hi to everybody. This is Eddie Van Halen. Eddie, say hi to everybody. Scratch your butt. Can we? Like, yeah, you like it when I scratch your butt like that, don't you?
That hair on his stomach,
No,
it's shaped.
you got all kinds of problems, don't you? Say hi, Eddie. How come you're in this office? You're a mama's cat. You're supposed to be in the other office. Is she not having any of it because she's working over there?
On the chair.
All right. Here, you go find a spot in mama's office. Go on, get. That's Renee's cat. That's not my cat. Come here, Frank. Come here, Frankie. This is my cat. Frank, tell everybody hello. This is my boy, isn't it? Mm-hmm. He's always hanging out in my office. This is my cat. Okay, but I'm gonna hit the pipe. So go on, crawl under the desk or something. Yeah, that's my ginger cat. That's Renee's gray striped cat. We have a solid black. We have a black and white long hair, and then we have a calico. We lead such weird lives now, folks. It is 9:30. She's working on videos. I'm still gonna schedule those videos after she's done with them. So we're gonna be working till 10 o'clock tonight. But then we ain't gonna do shit tomorrow. Well, I've got a live tomorrow night. Frank is about the size of a Kenworth? No, Eddie, the gray cat, was the size of a Kenworth.
It's the lead.
You sent me 5 $2 bills. Put a little message for Brian Harris. You're welcome to share with the audience when you update your vacation friend. Well, thank you very much. I will join you on the smoke. Right. Yeah. How's it going, Elcro? Got to cross off my little chart. Another couple of days worth of content in the books. You might miss that. Totally understand. We have some running around we got to do tomorrow, some errands that need to be done, and then I have an early afternoon meeting. Absolutely, Alcro. If you guys could tap the screen, we're up against the NBA finals right now.
Don't have the same draw.
I just don't. I don't really have thoughts on Harold's chicken. If I want fried chicken around here, I'm going to go to one of two places: Chicken and Spice or White Fence Farm. Well, that's good, Laura. Never had Dave's hot chicken. I keep seeing it, but I've never had it. Enjoy your game, son. How is White Fence? I think White Fence is very good. The family generally loves it. You got to get the fritters when you go there because the fritters are fantastic. They're like little powdered corn donuts, and they got fries, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, um, beets. I think cottage cheese. I don't know what the worst restaurant I've ever been to is. I can tell you what might be in the team picture is this little hot dog joint I stopped at on the way to a comedy show with Renee and had two of the sketchiest hot dogs I've ever seen in my entire life. THC gummies have never done anything for me, and I've never had a THC drink.
They're only like 10 milligrams, so
Well, that wouldn't do shit. Watched a really good vid by Adam Schiff today using the Big Lebowski clips to make his point. Interesting. I don't know what my Mount Rushmore of awful restaurants would end up being. I really don't. Yeah, that's the thing is you'd have to drink 20 fucking cans of the shit in order to get a high. And then by that point, you're bloated, you're pissing like a fucking racehorse, and you might as well just be drinking alcohol at that point.
just give you a little buzz. But it's for people that 10 milligrams would do something.
Yeah, 10 milligrams isn't giving me a buzz.
That would be great for her. But I can't imagine it tastes good.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'd have to try one. Let's see here. So we got a snack here while we're checking out the commentary. 250 milligrams per drink, and I'll bite, says Courtney. Article 1, Section 5 allows the House to seat a candidate who contests the election even after a state certified the winner. Where's this coming from? Our garbage day is Monday. We put our cans to the curb on Sunday. They get picked up during the day Monday. Love you too, bud. Hey, you rolled 3 good games tonight, man. You really did, man. Eddie, no. He's not going to let you in there, Ed. No, Kamala did not win the 2024 election. There's absolutely no evidence to suggest that. Kelly, what are you driving at? You're ready to trade cats? Do the cats sleep with you? Not with me. No animals sleep on my side of the bed. A few of the cats sleep with Renee, and it's almost like a rotation.
There is always like they're always different cats, right?
Do I think yes, always. Do I think the big beautiful obituary is imminent? I don't. I believe they're actively monitoring something that is potentially life threatening for him, I think. Yes, cats sleep on my wife's legs. One, like Eddie, will like to curl right up next to her, like face to face with her, though, like weirdly. And then she's usually got cats around and on top of her legs. Understand, Elcro? Okay, I'm going to ask you a second time, Kelly. What are you driving at? Do I ask my barber for the J. Jonah Jameson cut? No, the Johnny Unitas. And since my barber is an old school rockabilly chick that's about 15 years older than I am, she understands the Johnny Unitas just fine. She knows exactly who you're talking about, what you're looking for. She also has a Malort shot station set up in her barbershop. So, what do I think is the main reason for the rise in conservatism this decade? January 6th question mark, anti-trans propaganda question mark. No, it is quite simply the ability for the Republican Party to find a candidate who has absolutely no policy positions, but is a remarkable salesman in the sense that he can sell people who don't ever pay attention to politics. There's no there with Donald Trump, and a big chunk of the people that support Donald Trump were not politically active before Donald Trump. He gives them a sense of it's like a team sport for them. They don't know shit about policy because he doesn't tell them anything about policy. It's about wins and losses. Did our guy win? Did our team win? Did our team control the Senate? Did our team control the House? Did our guy win the White House? That's all it's about because that's what Trump can sell to them. An earthquake shook your house today? It's weird and unfortunate. You don't eliminate the Electoral College unless you can figure out a way to amend the Constitution and get the requisite number of states on board to agree to do that. And you're never going to get 38 states to agree to amend the Constitution to do away with the Electoral College because the states you would need to agree to that are the ones that would lose the power that they currently have in the Electoral College, all those red states. You're going to go meet a lady who's running for governor tomorrow? 36 states to ratify. So you need 2/3 of the House, 2/3 of the Senate, and the president to sign the bill. Right off the bat, impossible task, never going to happen. Not with this Congress anyway. You're not going to get 2/3 of either house. But let's just say by a stroke of pure miracleness. Private, how you doing? You get 2/3 of the Senate, 2/3 of the House, and the president signs it. You need 36 states to ratify it. Well, you're going to get all the blue states: Hawaii, California, Oregon, Washington, Arizona, New Mexico, Minnesota, Illinois, New York, the entirety of New England, Maryland, all of that, New Jersey. You're going to get all that, right? But you're not even close to 36 states. Now, let's say we give you all this, give us all the swing states. That's Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. Who am I missing in there? Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. I'm missing somebody in there. Anyway, you give all the swing states. You still need like 12 more states. Well, those 12 states. Thank you very much. KSD. Yeah, Spencer Platt. He ruined that. He fucked that up, and he's never going to be mayor. Anyway, moving on. Um, I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. Oh, you're not going to get enough states. You're now you need like Iowa and Nebraska and Oklahoma and Wyoming. Oh, Colorado is another one of those states in there that is typically blue. So all of those little states would have to give up the unbalanced power that they currently have. Their votes mean more than votes in red states. Trump is projecting how they will try to prevent seating Democrats from he repeated attacks on California primary. He's setting the narrative. He can set the narrative all he wants. There's no legal precedence for him to do it. There just isn't. It's never going to happen. If it doesn't happen at the polls in the election, it's not going to happen through some court system afterwards. Primate, same thing. You'd have to do it through a constitutional amendment, which you're never going to get them to agree to. I don't necessarily disagree with you, Colin. I don't know, Alcro, but they're certainly going to be used in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, getting shit changed in our United States Constitution, why it only happens every, well, we've only got what, 27, 28 amendments? I can't even remember off the top of my head now. Jesus Christ, it's getting late. Um, it's such a high bar to clear to get a constitutional amendment. It's kind of like impeachment, right? You can get impeached a million times and never get removed from office. The House of Representatives, not the Senate, the House of Representatives, uh, they can file and vote on articles of impeachment, and boom, you're impeached. But all an impeachment means is that you've been charged. It's like an indictment. Okay, we officially charge you with these crimes. That's what an impeachment is. Then it goes to the Senate where there's a trial. And unless you get a certain number of senators to agree to this, to find him guilty, he doesn't get removed. So impeachment without conviction, yeah, it's on your record forever and forever and ever and ever. But if you're not removed, you know, yeah, I understand about Article 1, Section 5. My point is, it's never going to happen. If the Congress even tried to override what happened at the ballot box, there would be a revolution in the streets in this country. It's just not going to happen. Big Mac, that is incorrect. Bill Clinton did not get impeached over a blowjob. Bill Clinton got impeached for lying to Congress about a blowjob. That's technically why he was impeached. He lied to Congress, which is an impeachable offense if you're the president of the United States. Remember when he was testifying to Congress and they were asking him questions about his relationship with Monica Lewinsky, and at one point in time, he gave the bullshit answer of, "Well, it depends on what your definition of the word is." Is motherfucker, you know what the word is your recollection that you fucked her. I mean, come on, man. Clinton lied about something nobody cared about. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. If Trump got caught getting a Hummer in the White House, wouldn't we care about it? Uh, I'm sure his wife cared about it. I understand the Constitutional Convention is in the Constitution. I just don't see it happening. I remember when that happened and Bill and Monica. Yes, it was a big, huge story. Just like the revolution over two American citizens being murdered and the POTUS was. What are you talking about? I have never said there was going to be a revolution for either of those two things. But if you go and have an election and there's a decision made, the people chose, and then Congress tries to override that, that's a completely different thing. Yeah, Dems do need to take the majority, but they also need to be on the same page when they do. Hi back at you, 9616. If I had written a fuck you mom note when I was a kid, there would have been a disturbance in the force. Yes, probably. Same thing for me, had I written something like that. You know what I mean? But my son, different story, I guess. He got away with it.
It was funny. I mean,
It was original, that's for damn sure. Yeah. Yeah. Flexing on all of you guys. Tom signed his book for me after I mailed it to him. Thank you. Oh yeah, the Jesus freaks are out. To pay him no mind. Yeah, I don't even remember how old he was when he left that note. I know he was young. Why does Jesus always show up spamming the keyboard on YouTube? It's got nothing better to do.
damn it, if the girls would have done it, would have been pissed.
Yeah. Especially since he signed his sister's name. I mean, you know what? The fuck? It's kind of an asshole move. Yeah, there was that video was a woman who walks her dog in the park. And because he's fine on a leash, but if dogs come up to him, he's not cool with it. She keeps him on a muzzle and a leash. Well, then a guy comes into the park with two dogs, not on leashes. They come up and get in this dog's face. This dog barks through the muzzle, and the guy with the two dogs on the leash is like, "Hey, control your fucking dog." And she's like, "Put your fucking dogs on a leash." And he's like, "Get fucked." And she's like, "Come back here and I'll fucking take the muzzle off, bitch." It was like, Jesus Christ, man. People are going at it in the park. I think she was in the right too. His dogs are off leash. You don't get to have your dogs off leash, and she's got her dog not only on a leash but in a muzzle, and he's saying, "We'll control your dog." Yes, and then he wound up pulling a knife on her and saying, "Bring your dog over here and I'll handle him." Something to that effect. Why do you hate Ohio State? Because they're hate worthy. Oh, how do I unhide Alcro? Can somebody figure out? Can one of my mods figure out how to unhide Alcro? I accidentally hid Alcro. That sucks. Somebody get him a message or something. What even is Ohio? Do people really live there? Yes, people really live there. Ohio is the North's version of Florida. No, I never saw Bo Jackson live. I mean, like in a stadium watching him play? No. Am I watching the Knicks game? No, but apparently everybody else is. We're only rocking 90 people in there. So, minus the alligators. Yes. Ohio is Florida, minus the alligators, minus the humidity, plus the snow and cold. Am I secretly helping Renee roll yarn? Nailed it. Ohio is Florida. To a degree, yes. Somebody figure out how to get Alcro back. I don't know how to do it. Don't worry about it. It's already 10 o'clock, so I fucking hate living in Indiana, and no, I can't afford to move. Ohio is the Mexico of Canada. The fuck? Toledo is Daytona. Bend to Florida, not Ohio. Ohio is a shit ton of corn. Who can roll better? Oh, we no, we I'm not rolling anything. That was just fucking with them when they said that. Well, good night, frog legs. Hey, the actual fuck. How is there a fucking pencil on my shelf in here? Oh, Jesus fuck, they're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. Ohio has legal weed. My best friend and LGBT friendly areas. It's still Ohio. Legal weed doesn't erase the Ohio-ness of Ohio. It's almost 11 and I still have to put the trash out. Fuck me dead. Well, it seems like a bit of a how difficult of a project is it to take the trash out?
I still have 9 to go.
Okay. Do you have any basic tips for yard maintenance considering your experience in landscaping? Hire a landscaper. Have you ever had bad blood with an animal while on recurring landscape jobs? Bad blood with an animal. No, but there was one dog that scared the shit out of me every time we went there. I was working for a company, I can't even remember what the company was. And we had a job that we did maintenance on. and there was an outer backyard and an inner backyard, and we were never to mow the inner backyard because the inner backyard is where these Neapolitan Mastiffs played. If you don't know what a Neapolitan Mastiff is, I guess it was the dog in Harry Potter, I think. It's big, it's like dark gray and very wrinkly, and it's of the Mastiff family. And it was originally bred to guard castles, and it would hide in the shadows of the castles and grab intruders that didn't see it standing there. And its big, wrinkly folds on its neck are designed to allow other animals to attack it and not be able to have like punctures that are going to be vital to it, if that makes sense. And every time we did maintenance on that property, them fucking dogs would come running out and scared the shit out of me. But I've always wanted one since then. At this point in my life, I don't think so. Like if Renee looked at me and said, I don't want to travel anymore, and we were just never gonna travel, then maybe I'd be like, let's get a big ass dog. We're gonna be home all the time. Yeah, look it up. Neapolitan Mastiff. Your state, Oklahoma, gave us Mark Wayne Mullen. Yes. He was a former plumber and former UFC fighter. UFC or MMA? Sorry, MMA. I haven't been reading enough about the screw worm in Texas and Arizona. All I know is the snippets that I have seen is there. It is just nothing but bad news. No, my eyes don't really do that. Your parents swore off any animals to maximize their freedom to travel in retirement. See, we can't swear off all animals because we still have 5 cats. Even if, Clyde lived for a few more years, the cats are going to live for a minute. I don't know if the screwworm is in New Mexico yet or not. You have 5 dogs. That's a lot. No, I am not Santa Claus, but I do have his email. If you guys could keep tapping that heart or just tapping the screen, that would be greatly appreciated. Screwworms are in the chat. They keep bringing up Jesus. Amen, right? Well, I mean, you can guess my age, but I've said my age publicly a million times. Nope, that is not my age. Got her dogs back and gifted them. Great Danes. I love Great Danes, but yeah, you know what I mean? If we want to travel,
My mother would never say no to watching.
no, she wouldn't. But your mom's also getting older and traveling with us more. Thank you guys for the kind words. Oh, we're not getting a Neapolitan Mastiff, and we're not getting chickens apparently. So Great Danes are funny. Yeah, they are. I did a video about the Trump interview walkout. It'll probably air tomorrow here. The bigger the dog, the shorter the lifespan. Yes, the smaller the dog, the longer the lifespan.
Typically.
I love boxers, but they are really more active than we are looking for in a dog. You know what I mean? The screwworm has now been found in a dog in New Mexico. Jesus fuck. Yes, this sign you're talking about, this one. Yeah, a follower made this sign, and he made it backwards so that when I'm live or I make a video, you guys can read it. And on the other side, same image, different colored bears, but it's reversed. But yeah, if you were standing in this room and looking at that sign, it would be backwards to you. He made it purposely that way so that you guys could see it. Did I see how much Rush tickets were? No, I didn't price out Rush tickets. I wasn't really interested in seeing Rush. Besides, we've got a couple of concerts on the books for this year already, and they're pretty decent sized concerts. ACDC with my son in September, his first concert. Renee, Lily, and our nephew are going to see Bon Jovi in New York, over 100 miles away. Goliath lived past 7. He was 12. Mr. Celebrity. Love ACDC. Did something happen to Clyde? No, he's hanging out. I don't know if he's laying on Renee's floor. Tickets are expensive. I mean, some tickets are. I don't know what my daughter paid for tickets to. She's doing a couple of different shows. I think one in Chicago and one in New York. On top of the one in New York, she's going to with Renee.
And she's going to one in July and Rosemont.
Yeah, I said another one in New York and one in Chicago, right? Oh, okay. So I don't know what she paid for all those various tickets. I know some were expensive, some were cheaper.
Cheapest one was 75 or 90.
The cheapest one was 75.
Yeah. Madison Square Garden hers in September were 500 apiece.
Who's that?
Um, one of you guys.
One of the what guys? A member of One Direction? She's paying $500 to see a member of One Direction. What?
This is like. Do you remember that she got shafted out of that fucking concert?
Man.
She's been chasing this since COVID.
Damn.
And then she couldn't go, remember? Paid the seller's ticket.
Brutal.
Dude.
I do now. Yeah, I'll definitely try to have Brando on again. I got Will Westmoreland coming on this week. And next week I've got Joe from Unlearned 16 coming on. I got to get those into the calendars and make rooms for them. No, they just got confirmed today. The Harp Twins even did a Ronnie James Dio song. The Harp Twins. Who are the Harp Twins? It sounds familiar, but it's not landing with me. Do you think this World Cup will be used as a stage for something heinous, government/intelligence kind of heinous? Oh, I don't. I could. Here's the thing. I think they want it portrayed as the safest ever. And look, it's the United States of America. Where no, I don't think so. Big Matt? Am I thinking of the right guy? I mostly know people by their handles on TikTok. Matt Chappelle. Are you talking about Big Mac with the tattoos? With his daughter in the videos a lot? Yeah, he and I have been mutuals on TikTok for a minute. I've had Victoria Broderick on from Tennessee. I don't know Christy Burke. Exactly, French. Exactly. You know what I wish I had? Non-sour grapes. Them fuckers give us sour grapes.
They've been so fucking good, you know?
Hmm. Yes, I have seen Matt's Macho Man impression, and it's pretty good. I believe he just got more work done to his chest tattoo. I think I saw a piece. He was in there getting some work done.
What's going on? Girl,
Have not watched live much. What was your best concert ever? Maybe you've answered. That my favorite concert that I've ever attended was the Metallica concert I got to see in the late 80s. The Cult opened up for him. The Cult were just hitting it with Firewoman all over MTV, and Metallica was on tour supporting their And Justice for All album. So Jason Newsted was in the band. They're doing this Damage Justice tour. They came to Evansville, Indiana. The Cult opened up for them, and the Metallica fans booed the Cult off the fucking stage like they had been doing in every city. And then Metallica took to the stage and went the fuck off. Good show. I'll tell you what a really good show was. Also, Poison was a really good show. The Cult would be a good band to see. I like the Cult. I was really into Metallica, but I also really liked the Cult, and I didn't like the fact that they were getting booed off the stage everywhere they went. And like I was the only motherfucker that was into them that night. Like none of all of these people just wanted to see Metallica. You ever freeze grapes on a baking sheet for a few hours? No. When I saw Poison, it was in Terre Haute, Indiana, and Brittany Fox opened up for them. But nobody really gave a fuck about Brittany Fox. You saw Metallica with GNR. Now I didn't get to see Metallica with GNR. I saw GNR at Alpine Valley, and Skid Row opened up for him. So a couple of big '80s bands there, Guns N' Roses and Skid Row. Um, it was a weird show. Who have I seen at Alpine Valley? Guns N' Roses with Skid Row and a handful of Dead shows. You saw Zeppelin in '77, and Soundgarden in Berkeley was a good show. When we were kids in the '80s, my brother had a Poison album that mom and dad made him return. There was a picture of a topless woman in the J card inside the cassette. Yeah, so there was the Poison album where they had to censor it and bring it down to just the eyes because it was a beast with a long tongue. There was the Bon Jovi album that they had to completely change the entire album cover to. It was Slippery When Wet. The album cover was originally supposed to be like a woman's torso in a very, very, very short t-shirt that's all wet, like a wet t-shirt contest. And the the record label said abso-fucking-lutely not. So like they were just like, fuck you then. And they filled up a water balloon and it was all wet. And John Bon Jovi wrote slippery with wet with his fingers and they took a picture of it. And that's the fucking album cover. They're like, fuck, they put absolutely no thought into it when they couldn't have the cover they wanted. Yeah, but fuck Elon. Yeah, I agree with that. I was 14 in 77. I was 5 in 77. Yeah, weird shit like that with bands, music trivia, that kind of shit's I think that stuff is funny. And Motley Crue, they were originally called Christmas. I don't know if you guys knew that. You always went to Rush concerts sober. That was my first tape. Should have been Anthrax spreading the disease. Damn it. I was X number of weeks old. That's crazy to me that they censored record labels. Everything back in the 80s was way more gratuitous overall, PG. Oh, hell yeah, they censored record labels. And then you had the PMRC, which was the Parent Music Resource Center, that said that thank you for that very much. That said these lyrics are kids shouldn't be allowed to listen to these lyrics. They're satanic and they're sexual and they're drug driven. And we need to warn parents that this stuff is on music. And that organization, the PMRC, was headed up by Tipper Gore, who was the wife of Democrat Al Gore, vice president to Bill Clinton. And she held this fucking crusade to label these fucking albums that had bad lyrics on them. And the people that came in to testify were John Denver, Dee Snider of Twisted Sister, and Frank Zappa. And Dee Snider spoke probably more eloquently than any of them. And he ripped into Tipper Gore. And he's like, my albums shouldn't be censored because a bored housewife gets a bug up her ass or some shit. He went after her. Anyway, they wound up there was a compromise that they were going to put a warning on the labels and not ban some of these albums. And it said like something to the nature of explicit lyrics inside. And the minute they slapped that fucking label on any record, every fucking kid in the 80s wanted to have it. So it became one of the biggest sellers, one of the driver. Then every fucking band was like, well, we got to do a song that has nasty lyrics in it so that we could get that fucking label. Tipper was on Donahue. I think everybody was on Donahue back in the day. How different would the US be if Gore won? How different would the US be? How different would the world be? Because at the end of the day, I don't think Al Gore goes into both Afghanistan and Iraq the way that Bush did. So if Gore actually wins that, if Florida doesn't pull the bullshit that Florida pulls in that election, and Gore actually wins that, we don't ever have the Iraq war. We don't ever have the Afghanistan war. Those things don't exist if Al Gore actually wins that election. If Al Gore is called the winner, it is widely believed that he did win it. That one, I'll tell you, was rigged by the Florida Supreme Court, not 2024. There's no evidence that Elon Musk rigged anything in 24. But Bush v. Gore, yeah, Florida handed Bush v. Gore to Bush. Oh, I disagree with that, David. I don't. So you said no 2008 recession because Bush was president in '08, and he played a lot of games with the economy and caused our debt and deficit to go up. But a lot of what happened with the recession was also the deregulation of the housing market that occurred back under Bill Clinton, and everybody was able to start getting loans. And what people did was a lot of people got an adjustable rate mortgage for a monthly payment they could afford. And then that payment flexed. And because the value of homes kept going up and shit. And then people couldn't afford their fucking mortgages. And then foreclosures were happening left and right. Rap acts like NWA and Two Live Crew made bank from the censorship. They had clean and dirty versions of their record. Two Live Crew was one of the reasons why that shit started. The lyrics that Two Live Crew had caused parents to lose their ever loving shit. Are house prices ever going to go down? I doubt it. Once something goes up, it rarely ever comes down. You know what I mean? So, but I think that there might actually have to be some type of attrition in the housing market because you can't just keep going up to the point where your average home is 1.2 million. Do I believe we still would have had 9/11 if Gore was president? No. Maybe until the Viagra wears off. Tupac grew on you. Millennials and Gen Zers are priced out of the housing market. Yeah, see, that's why I'm saying I don't. There's an unsustainability. It might come down. It's okay here, 20% correction, maybe. That's my point. It might come down a little bit, but no, you are never going to be able to buy a 3 bedroom, bath and a half house for 170,000 again. Fahima, 11. Can you tell me if I was a good boy or a bad boy this year? I don't know what the fuck you were this year. I don't know you or anything about your ass. Your parents own like 4 properties. I'm just going to inherit one. Well, that's a good plan, but not everybody has that going for them. Never been a rap fan, but even I admit that It's Tricky by Run DMC is fucking catchy. Right there. That is Run DMC and the Beastie Boys in New York City in 1985. Wu Tang is for the children. Sending good vibes from northern New York. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, the Beastie Boys, if you guys are of our generation, will remember that they hit it big with their first hit, You Gotta Fight for Your Right to Party. Remember that song? That song was mocking all of the rock bands that were singing party anthems back in the day. They were just fucking around and mocking rock bands. They weren't even going to put that on an album or release that. And then somebody within their orbit was like, "Oh, they got this song. I think it could be a hit." and they're like, "It's never gonna be a fucking hit, man. It's a spoof song," and they put it out, and it launched them.
All of your thoughts.
All of the longs are done. So, boys and girls, I'm gonna keep watching the chat, but I need to schedule. It's time for me to work. You know what I'm saying? Jesus fuck, you know? All right, let's get in here and see. Take it easy, Steve. Steve 6464. Okay, hang on. We got one without a title. Two, three, four, five, six. Okay, I think I can just pop something in here. I see what it is. Time to sign off. You guys take it easy. It's probably time for me to sign off as well because I really do need to focus on this. So tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, usual Tuesday live. All right. We'll see you then.